All I need, actually. Okay, guys, here we go. Good evening. A regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of Socorro Independent School District will be held Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. The time is 6:01. If you would please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have a speaker that's going to accompany us on this Pledge of Allegiance, Ava Salcedo, a freshman from Eastlake High School. Ready?
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, we have Superintendent's comments. Dr. Nate Carmen.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mena, members of the board, and to our Socorro ISD community. I want to begin by wishing Trustee Mr. Castellano, who is not here this evening, a happy belated birthday. It was on October 4th. Hope that he had a great day. I want to welcome some personnel that are new leaders at SISD. First, start with welcoming Gabriela Garcia as our new Director of Purchasing. I'd like to welcome Mr. Dexter Harmon as the new Director of Transportation. And we have Ms. Ana Solis as the new Dean of Instruction at El Dorado High School. We have launched a cancer awareness and prevention campaign to raise support for those who are battling or who have survived cancer. The campaign will run through the rest of the month, and we encourage SISD stakeholders to participate to help. Donations will benefit the American Cancer Society. Among the ways to help are a donation when you buy a ticket to upcoming football games at the SAC, wearing pink to show your cancer awareness support at the Thursday and Friday football games at the SAC. You may have noticed the tags on your way into the boardroom tonight. You can donate $1 for a display tag in honor or in memory of a loved one or on behalf of yourself in support of cancer awareness. We appreciate any donation that will go toward research and support for patients and survivors. Thank you for helping us to raise awareness for risk, prevention, screenings, and to assist the American Cancer Society. You can find information and how to donate on our website, www.sisd.net. I am very happy to report that we had 39 schools earn the TEA Texas Purple Heart Campus designation for supporting military-connected students and families. Not surprisingly, this is the most in the region. Together with the 6 campuses that earned the designation last year, Socorro ISD has a total of 45 Texas Purple Heart Campus designees. Congratulations to our campuses who earned this prestigious recognition, and I thank them for going above and beyond for our military-connected students and families. Great job to our marching bands who performed at March Fest on Saturday at the SAC. Thank you to all who supported them and saw their fantastic performances. Congratulations to the SISD finalist bands, Pebble Hills High School, Eastlake High School, and Socorro High School. March Fest has a rich tradition and great tradition in SISD, and I'm happy to report it was another successful competition that we hosted for our band students and students in the area. We have some upcoming events. Weatherfest. 10 SISD schools will be participating in the second annual KTSM Weatherfest from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, October 23rd at Escalade Park. They'll present their weather projects to compete for the Ultimate Weather Warrior Award. Also, the Montwood Ballroom and Folklorico dancers and Eastlake Mariachi Group will perform. Socorro High School, we have a walkthrough and alumni tour. We will have a final walkthrough of the old Socorro High School, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Saturday, October 29th. We're inviting all Socorro High School alumni and the community to join us for the final walkthrough of the building that will be raised soon as we go into the final phase of reconstruction. And for a healthy body, strong mind, Saturday, October 29th is the district's first Healthy Body, Strong Mind Community Wellness Meetup from 8 to 11 a.m. at Eastlake High School. Everyone, staff, students, community members are invited to participate in a workout and enjoy the health and wellness exhibitors, performances, and giveaways. Mr. Mena, this concludes my comments.
Thank you, Dr. Carmen. At this time, we'll move on to board honors. Mr. Escobar?
Mr. Mena, if I could just say something real quick.
Yes. Sorry.
Dr. Carmen, I want to thank Dr. Carmen and his staff, the cabinet, for partnering up with the American Cancer Society. I myself have just been diagnosed with cancer, and it's a burden on the family and individuals. And please, if you have a chance, donate out there on the barcode out there, because it's a burden on the family and the individuals. So please, I want to thank the cabinet and Dr. Carmen for partnering up for the American Cancer Society. Thank you once again.
Okay, Mr. Escobar.
Good evening, President Mena, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Carmen. My name is Daniel Escobar, Chief Communications Officer for the district, and it is my pleasure to introduce tonight's recognitions. If you'll all please step down to receive our honorees. Our first special presentation will recognize SISD students and employees for winning the 2022 SISD Print Those Pics Photography Contest. The fifth annual contest showcased more than 200 entries submitted by students and staff. The numerous entries featured various subjects, including pets, landscapes, vacation shots, and more, which were taken using cell phones and entered in 4 categories: elementary, middle school, high school, and employee. Congratulations to the winners of the 2022 SISD Print Those Pics Photography Contest. They are from Cactus Trails Elementary, Emerald Gamblin. From Sergeant Roberto Iduarte Elementary, Avery Vidales. From the Paso del Norte Fine Arts Academy, Dante Aguilar. Joining Dante is an AP from the Academy, Latrey Waters. From Manuel R. Puentes Middle School, Bella Heller. Her teachers, Karina Alvarez. Representing his student that won in the high school division, Julian Vidales from Pebble Hills High School. From Eastlake High School, Jalen De La Paz. Her teachers, Claudia Castañeda. If you all please come back to the front for a photo. Just a quick note that the photos taken by our district photographer, Mr. Largo, are posted on our district website. There's a camera icon on the bottom right-hand corner of the front page that will take you to our Smug Mug photo gallery, and these photos are available for free high-resolution download. You got it, Chris? Keep smiling and looking straight ahead. Look straight ahead. Congratulations once again. Next, we have the winners of the 2022 SISD Employee Art Show. There were 68 entries in this year's show, representing 27 campuses and departments throughout the district. There was an array of media showcased, including ceramics, acrylic paintings, mixed media, photography, and found object art. Congratulations to the winners of the 2022 SISD Employee Art Show. They are from America's High School, Samuel Munoz. From Socorro Middle School, Lydia Avila. From El Dorado High School, Miguel Picos. And from William D. Slider Middle School, Bianca Sanchez. If we can have you back to the front for a photo, please. Looking straight ahead. Congratulations once again. For our final recognition, we have two educators who have devoted many years of service to Team SISD. They are employees who have recently retired from the school district. These retiring employees will receive a personalized photo collage to commemorate their time in the district and a lifetime activity pass to enter sporting events for free within the district. These outstanding individuals have educated countless children, guiding them on a path of endless opportunities to great success in our school district. We thank these employees for their longtime commitment to education and for their service in Team SISD. We wish them both a happy and healthy, well-earned retirement. They are from Mission Early College High School, Sandra Blau. She's retiring after 25 years of service. And next, we have from America's High School, Alicia Gardea. Ms. Gardea is retiring after 28 years of service. If we can have you both back to the front for a photo. No, I think we'll put them right in. Congratulations once again, and thank you so much for your service. And that concludes our recognitions for this evening. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Item number 6, Board of Trustees business. Consider approval of Generation Texas Monthly Proclamation, October, November 2022. Ms. Tammy McCabe.
President Minna, Dr. Carmen, and members of the board, Tammy McCabe, the Director of School Counseling. Today we're here to read the Gen Tech's Proclamation. Texas Education Code Chapter 2919 requires each middle school, junior high, and high school to have a Gen Tech's month to talk about college and career readiness. And this evening, I am proud to introduce two of our students who will be reading that proclamation. We have Sofia Duarte, who is a fifth grader at Sushuk Elementary, and Sebastian Nunez, who is a sixth grader at Captain Walter Clark Middle School.
Proclamation Generation Texas, month October and November 2022. Whereas Texas Education Code Chapter 29.911 requires each middle school, junior high school, and high school to provide students with information about higher education options. Whereas the mission of the Socorro Independent School District is to maximize our children's academic, artistic, athletic, and social skills. Whereas the mission of the Socorro Independent School Guidance and Counseling Program is to provide comprehensive developmental guidance and counseling program that will maximize the academic, personal, social, and career competences of all students so that they may realize personal post-secondary goals.
Whereas students who attend institutions of higher education attain a wide range of personal, financial, and other lifelong benefits. Whereas the demand for graduates of higher education globally has increased and will continue to grow. Whereas the counselors, faculty, and staff of Socorro Independent School District campuses realize the importance of educating students on higher education, including higher education options, admissions requirements, availability of financial aid, and financial aid requirements. Therefore, we do hereby proclaim October and November 2022 as Generation Texas Month.
Administration asks that the proclamation be approved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Morales, a second by Ms. Nájera. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Moved on to item number B.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Item number B, consider approval of Red Ribbon Week Proclamation, October 23rd through the 31st of 2022. Ms. Tammy McCabe again.
Thank you again, President Minna, Dr. Carmen, and members of the board. Each year, we celebrate Red Ribbon Month to provide healthy opportunities for our students, our faculty, our staff, and our community. And this evening, I have two other SISD students who will be reading the Red Ribbon Proclamation. So I'd like to introduce to you Ricardo Duarte, a fourth grader at Sushuk Elementary, and Sarai Nunez, a 10th grader at Americas High School.
Proclamation, National Red Ribbon Week. Whereas the Socorro Independent School District values the health and safety of all our students and our community, and whereas substance abuse is particularly damaging to one of our most valuable resources, our children, and whereas it is the goal of Red Ribbon Week and the Socorro Independent School District to involve families, schools, business, law enforcement agencies, and service organizations in all aspects of this campaign and establish an atmosphere that supports awareness, education, and ongoing initiatives to prevent illegal drug use and whereas Red Ribbon Week is celebrated in honor of Enrique Kiki Camarena, a federal drug enforcement agent who was killed investigating a drug cartel, and whereas the Red Ribbon Week campaign themes
promotes family and individual responsibilities for living a healthy, drug-free lifestyle, and there are many activities planned during this Red Ribbon Week campaign on campuses throughout the Socorro ISD. Now, therefore, be it resolved, as the Socorro Independent School District Board of Trustees do hereby proclaim on October 23rd through October 31st of 2022 as Red Ribbon Week and encourages students, parents, as well as employees and our community to participate in drug prevention education activities to demonstrate that our school district community is committed to being drug-free.
Again, administration request approval of the proclamation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Morales, a second by Ms. Nájeras. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
And the students would like to present you with a ribbon and a bracelet if possible.
Okay.
Eddie. Thank you. Thank you all. Y'all did a great job.
Yes, thank you so much. Consider approval of the Texas Education Human Resources Day Resolution, October 12, 2022.
Good evening, Board President Mena, Superintendent Dr. Carmen, and members of the board. My name is Angelica Herrera. I am a Director of Human Resources for Elementary Staffing and Recruiting, and that's okay.
Mario Carmona, Director of Human Resources.
We are here on behalf of Dr. Angela Gonzalez, our Chief Human Resources Officer. Every year, our governor, Texas governor, proclaims one of our dates to be the Texas Educational Human Resources Day. And so he did declare October 12th, and due just to the late approval of it, that's why it's already passed. So the resolution does state, whereas the Human Resources Division is instrumental in recruiting, selecting, resourcing, and retaining quality staff in support of providing an excellent education for all students. And whereas Human Resources plays a key role in fostering satisfaction and loyalty among employees by allowing for professional growth and development and keeping employees informed about policies, working conditions, compensations, and benefits, and whereas Human Resources monitors and manages current and future workforce trends, organizational culture, legal and legislative trends, and ethical and social responsibility. And whereas Human Resources is an important part of district leadership and is vital to the overall productivity and efficiency of the district's workforce. And whereas Human Resources is a valued and respected department that sustains the district's most important asset, its people. Therefore, the Board of Trustees of the Socorro Independent School District does hereby resolve that October 12, 2022 will be observed as, or was observed, as Texas Education Human Resources Day throughout the district. The board also encourages students, staff, and parents to express their appreciation to our Human Resources team members for their dedication and commitment to Socorro ISD employees and students. Administration recommends consideration and approval of the item as presented.
At
Motion
this
to
time,
approve.
can I have all the HR employees stand so we can recognize you? Beautiful. Okay, remain standing as we go through our motion.
I had a motion on the floor.
Second.
Okay, so I have a motion by Mr. Morales, a second by Ms. Nájera. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And then next, Mr. Carmona is going to review a few highlights.
And thank you, Board President Mena, Dr. Carmen, members of the board. I'd like to go over some of the highlights on behalf of the Department of Human Resources. Teachers' positions are 95% filled throughout the SISD schools. Instructional aid positions are 98% filled throughout SISD schools. Long-term substitutes for the special education department are filled at 100%. In the 2020-2021 Texas Academic Performance Taper Report states that SISD's turnover rate for teachers is at 8.8% compared to of the state at 14.3%. The Department of Human Resources, as mentioned through the resolution and highlighted by Ms. Herrera, schedule staffing meetings with every school in the fall, spring, and summer to identify recruitment needs. We host job fairs, recruiting teachers, instructional aides, and support personnel, along with attending job fairs in the fall and in spring at UTEP, Western Tech, Fort Bliss, and other job fairs hosted in the area. We provide multiple employee orientation sessions and HR workshops during the year to provide updates in policies and procedures, helpful information and training. For example, standards of conduct, employee benefits, safety procedures, among other trainings. We're committed to serve all 50 schools and every department within the school district. Thank you very much for approving the proclamation. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we will move on to open forum, but before we move on to open forum, let me read this long form here. The district is a local government body charged with serving the educational needs of all school children in our district, and board meetings must be focused on meeting this charge. The district board meetings are public meetings under the Opens Meetings Act to conduct the business of the district. They are not, however, meetings of the public. Therefore, all persons in attendance are expected to display civility and decorum. Individuals shall refrain from using harmful and offensive content, i.e. libel, slander, defamation, obscenities, fighting words, for the respects and the rights and the reputation of others. We greatly appreciate those individuals who have requested to speak to the board during open forum or in regards to a specific agenda item. We are bound by certain time constraints in order to cover all of items on the agenda. Therefore, time limits must be presented to 5 minutes. Please respect the rights of others in your presentation. By law, the board cannot take action upon or discuss any item which is not posted on tonight's agenda, but we will give all presentations our serious considerations. Thank you. Let's proceed to open forum. At this time, we only have one speaker, Tommy Hill.
Okay. How's everybody tonight? Now I know that I went pretty harsh last month, but you got to understand, I don't blame the school board. It's because of what the longevity of the service members in our transportation have dealt with in the past. So I hear that HR is just about done. And if they're just about done, I have full confidence in Mr. Nate Carmen, and then to get it to the school board. Now, it looks to me that our years of service pay, and guess if there ain't a special board meeting, it looks like it's gonna be on the November docket. If it's on the November docket, it looks like they might get it on the middle of December or somewhere similar to that. But here's the problem. Nobody is kind of letting people know what's going on. And that's the problem, because when you have things that have happened in the past, when you raised up the pay, and then you get people coming in. Like, I was talking to a lady that's got 23 years of experience. Right now, she's a monitor. She's at less than $16 an hour. Why zero experience as a monitor is $15.15. So right now. So I I got to reassure them that this is going to happen, and when it happens, you're going to be justified in what you get. But it's not always that easy to explain this to people without them getting upset. And especially without them getting upset because there's no one else explaining it to them from the district. And that would have helped out a lot, to be a little bit proactive. And then people wouldn't have been so much upset. But you can't blame them for having trust issues from past discretions, because here's what happens. In the past, when we went to 13, right before my time, but I paid attention, when it went up to like $13.11 an hour. Over there at transportation, they were dragging on. They were told that you'll get your experience. But then 1 year passed. So what happens when 1 year passed? They don't go back and give you your back pay or anything. So with that being said, a lot of them go, oh, well, here we go again. Even though they hear it from me, they still get that feeling because of it's happened to them before. So I thank you guys because I know the right thing's going to happen here. And I think we're pretty much on that timeline. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Or if someone in HR or can let the rest of transportation know. So it's not just coming from me. This can't just be coming from me, because then people will eventually start saying, well, you're just talking to be talking. And that's what upsets them. But I do thank you guys, and I have full confidence that we will get our terms of service back for our pay this year. I deal with the conversation a lot because in the very last minute this last year, that Isleta went to $20 an hour. And it's just like, you know, you hear that so much and then you tell people to be patient. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I know this is going to happen. I know this is going to be done, and we need to let the rest of transportation and them know. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, item number 8, district reports. Mr. James Dunn, yes.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. The top priority of the Socorro Independent School District and the state of Texas is keeping students and staff safe every day. The Texas School Safety Center recently conducted an intruder detection audit at one or more of our campuses. The audits test whether a campus is accessible to an unauthorized individual. This audit, conducted as part of Governor Abbott's school safety directives for all school systems following the tragedy in Uvalde, seeks to help districts identify how campuses can improve safety for students, such as ensuring exterior doors are locked. The audit provides us with an opportunity to create a safer learning environment for our students and staff. We are working closely with our district's School Safety and Security Committee to ensure that we are training all our staff and securing our doors for the protection of everyone at our campuses. The support from the state in conducting the intruder detection audits is just one of the many actions we are taking to ensure our schools are safe. We know that this work does not end, and we appreciate the board's support. We acknowledge that parents and community members are likely very interested in the details of the audit results. However, it is in the best interest of the students that we do not share this information to the broader public, as it could lead to compromising important campus security information. Specific details of the intruder detection audits will be discussed in the executive session and with the Safety and Security Committee. The Socorro Independent School District is committed to providing a safe and secure learning environment for our students and staff. Thank you.
Questions?
When is that going to take place? Today? Today, okay.
We're good. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Facilities report, Mr. David Carrasco.
President Mena, Dr. Carmen, members of the board, good evening. I'm David Carrasco, Director of Operations for Team SISD. I have a report for you on the facilities that we can take you through here. There it is. The first item we have is Socorro High School. Socorro High School, as Dr. Carmen had mentioned, October 29th, there'll be a final walkthrough of they call it the Classic Building, but that'll be there for us. We'll make sure that you have an invite that you may attend to make that, at the same time, go in there and look at the Phase 2, which is now complete, and I'll have you show a few pictures, but I do want to commend the custodial team, our warehouse team, that went out and just really did an outstanding job as far as preparing and coordinating with the administration. So I will say that as far as this morning, the classrooms were ready, prepared, and received students, so I think it went really, really well. So I do want to commend those custodians because it was a difficult task to prepare everything, move everything in as far as moving furniture, but it went really quite well. Of course, this photo, the first photos here is the final rendition of what the school will look. It's starting to take a lot of shape, be taking quite a bit of shape there. On the first photo we have, in the past couple of months, you had most of that, or half of that area was in that peach orange colored area. Now it's all green because that's the completion of Phase 2. So you have it looking very, very nice. Like I said, hopefully you'll make some visits, stop by, and I think you'll be quite impressed. The purple area, area C, is the auxiliary gym weight room. That should be completed and ready for use here in the near future, during November and December. So I'll keep you updated on that, and hopefully provide some photos for you. But that's progressing quite well as we move forward. Okay. Any questions on that area so far? But so you have all your classrooms. I did try to provide, and I thought I did have it in there, but a picture of the pit, the original pit, but it was totally redone. Lighting, the flooring. I was there yesterday, and it looks beautiful. So I will, as we speak right now, the first competition, volleyball games were taking place there. So hopefully they'll be posting some photos. Socorro High School will be posting some photos, but I think you'll be quite happy with how that did turn out. But the pit did come out quite exceptional. Here we have some photos there of the entrance. The parking lots have all taken shape. That's all ready to receive vehicles, and receiving area as far as the waiting room. So that's there. We have that second phase was all the CT building, all the fine arts, the locker rooms, all that has been taking place. So that's taken shape. And we'll say the auxiliary gym is in the final, you could say the touch-ups, the final little makeup taking place. And then you have your golf cage that's there. So that's quite a nice addition.
Mr. Carrasco, is that open to the public? Because after the golf tournament, I could use that.
Oh, yeah, I want to go play there.
Or at least the board and captain.
I do agree. After the golf tournament, we might see if we can get you a key. I didn't play very well either, but no. But that is quite a great addition for that area, for the high school, and but it is very nice. It is. You took me off my train of thought there. Okay. Second item we have is the, and I'm having a hard time seeing that. Student Activities Complex. And I do apologize. My eyes aren't working quite well, and even if I put my glasses on, they're not working as well. But next, I could borrow you. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But today I'm having a hard time focusing. But the Student Activities Complex, again, the final rendition on that beautiful facility. But again, when I do show you the pictures, and I know the last couple of months, but in construction of this size of facility, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you're not going to see a whole lot of upright kind of structure taking place. But I do say that there's a lot of movement happening. And like I mentioned in the previous meeting, what you call the electrical and the plumbing, all that has to take shape and take form. And in that picture to your right, real quickly, if you look at it, of course, the middle is going to be the field. You have on your right side at 3 o'clock area, or on your right side is going to be the home side. The left side would be your visiting, and then right at 12 o'clock, or the north part of the photo is going to be the great fine arts facility. So, as hopefully as we go on and move forward, it'll start showing a little bit more as far as progress structurally. But right now, it's just mostly a lot of the structural part taking place. Any questions on the SAC? I will say, as the time has gone, the games and everything has been running really smoothly. So, been quite happy with all of our success there. Some other photos we have for you. Again, it'll start to take form and take shape here in the near future. All right. Should have helped me out there. Okay. East Lake. Thank you, sir. And I'm definitely not going to say because of age, because that's definitely not what it is. It's the lighting. But East Lake, we'll be coordinating with the construction team to reach out to you as far as the finalization of the middle school, and again have a tour for you because it is finalized. Beautiful, beautiful school, beautiful campus. You can see even now the addition of the baseball field, the soccer field area, the track. It just really has taken shape quite nicely. Some additional pictures we have for you there. The gym, that's something that stands out with me. It's just a beautiful facility. Okay, the main entrance, the different classrooms that are there, and any questions on East Lake Middle School? Again, we'll reach out, have a little tour for you, as well as in October 29th if you want to attend. The last item we have is going back to Ben Narbeth, and I do want to thank Mr. Mena, who visited with the construction team early this week. As you know, the proposal here in the agenda item 10D, there's going to be approval for alternate 1, which is the additional of 11 classrooms, and additional classrooms is due to the growth. And because the growth of the area, those additional classrooms will be needed for that campus. So it's in item 10D. Ms. Pettis will present that to you and for your approval as we move forward to complete this, and hopefully these classrooms will be completed by the time of the new school year in 2023, 2024. Okay? And that's what I have.
Is there
any questions?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, moving on to the quarterly investment reports. Mr. Rene Vargas.
Good evening, President Mena, members of the board, and Dr. Carmen. My name is Vicki Perez, Chief Financial Officer. Before Mr. Vargas starts, I wanted to just introduce you to the quarterly reports. I understand that this was something that was done in the committee meetings. However, board policy and our government code requires that we present it to the board on a quarterly basis as well as an annual basis. So it'll be bare minimum information. How much are we making in the quarter? How much have we made year to date? And then as required by law, our annual report will proceed. So you can expect to see this no less than quarterly from now on. Mr. Vargas?
Good evening, President Mena, Dr. Carmen, and members of the board. My name is Rene Vargas. I'm Director of Business Services, and I'll be presenting the quarter report, as Ms. Pettis mentioned. We'll be reporting first the fourth quarter of the last fiscal year for 2 reasons. One is usually we don't get all the information for that quarter until the following month. So September, we have not received all information. And second, it'll tie into the annual report that we're about to speak after this presentation. So starting with the quarter report, as you can see, we have 6 different categories. As you can see, we have operating fund, health insurance fund, workers' comp, interest and sink, construction, and food service. Those are our main categories. And on that, we break it down to what we have investment pools, which we have 6 at the present. And those are the ones in the description. You see text pool, you see LSIP, which is really First Public or Lone Star as it's known. We have Logic, we have Texas Fit, Texas Daily and Term, and on this quarter we had Wells Fargo. Starting on the far left, you can see that we have the beginning and the ending dates, when it matures, when it starts, and the description of that pool. We do have a book value and a market value as well. And the only one that has a difference between the market and the book value is First Public, or where it says LSIP. That's the only pool that has a difference between the market and the book value. As you can see as an example, and it's pretty much the same for all categories. For example, on the first row, you'll see text pool. You'll see that we started with a book value of $23.8 million. And at the end of the quarter, we ended up with $18.6 million. On the far right, you'll see that it has $30,489. That is the interest we made for that period, for that particular investment pool and for that category. It does ripple down all the way down to all the different ones. Again, there's different pools in each category. As you can see, going down in the construction, that's where you have your majority of them, because we break it down, not by project, but rather by year that we have it. So all those that you see is from really the bond 2017, but it's broken down by year, whether it was construction 2017, 18, 19, and even 20, and so forth. On the next page, you'll see the food service is the last category that we have. And on that one, again, just like in the first one, and rippling down, you have the dates, which fund it is, starting off with 401,000 and ending up with 402, and the interest that it acquires for that quarter, which is 809. Altogether for this quarter, we made 649,977, and that's for that quarter only. We will present for the annual, which follows this, how much we made for the year. We do have the investment officers review it as well. As you can see, we have Ms. Perez and myself that signed this one. The last investment officer wasn't available in that, but we did sign. Both of them was pretty much valid to that. Are there any questions that I might answer?
No questions.
Okay, thank you.
I believe you have the next one, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
We're following is our annual report, and we do have Steve Orta, who is a marketing managing director for and partner for TCG. They're our new investment advisors. So we are partnering with them to make more sense and having more diversity in our portfolio for the investments. Mr. Orta.
Good evening, Mr. Mena, members of the board, Dr. Carmen, admin staff, members of the community. My name is Steve Orta. I'm the investment advisor for Socorro ISD. I'll be presenting the investment report for fiscal year 2021 to 22. Also, I will be talking a little bit about what our role is with the district briefly before I get into the annual report. Just a little bit about our company. We're nationwide, have 13,000 employees, $105 billion in assets. Hub TCG has about 825 local government accounts, about 700 schools in 125 cities. Our really 3 products that we pitch through a lot of our services throughout the state are, our 403B and 457 services, which are retirement plan services that has about 650 school districts. Our investment advisory group, which you all hired us to manage, and our specialized consulting, which includes healthcare consulting. Hub obviously handles your healthcare, and we also do property and casualty consulting. Really, our role with the district is to bring these 5 things to your staff. Really, portfolio design is one, where we provide investment analysis based on objectives. A lot of the assets that you have, you're going to need some for liquidity, but you're also going to have assets that you're not going to need that we need to actually evaluate based on what the current market and the future market's doing to be able to implement in order to maximize yield and still be within the Public Funds Investment Act. We act as an extension of your business unit. We by no means have discretionary authority. We work side by side with your business unit. Renee and Vicky will manage us according and use this kind of like a tool in their toolbox. If we need to sharpen the pencil a little bit, we'll do that and try to look for opportunities and help them do that. We'll bring a dealer network that sources products. The Public Fund Investment Act allows school districts to buy, overnight marketing, overnight funds. They could buy treasury bills, different investments that the Act allows us to do. So we're going to bring a little bit more diversification to the portfolio. We act as a fiduciary, meaning that we act in your best interest. We don't take any commission or broker fees. We're fee-based, fully transparent. And then, of course, we properly maintain and attest to all the products that we invest in. They're always consistent with your investment policy and the Texas Government Code, which is our Public Funds Investment Act. I will talk a little bit about the market because I think that's really important. What you're going to see in this annual report is pretty dismal in terms of what the market did in fiscal year 21 and 22. I think right now, obviously, the bond market continues to be very volatile due to inflation. Obviously, there's more money supply out there than product, so and that's a problem for the Fed. The Federal Reserve, which is the target rates that it's set, the Fed funds rate is really where the banks charge each other and overnight rates are set. It's really the prime benchmark that local governments actually invest with. So as the Fed fund rates goes up, well, a lot of your investments will go up. Fed fund rate goes down, well, your investments will go down. So right now we anticipate a general rise in the Fed funds target rate to about 4.50 by the end of 22, end of this year. So obviously, if you look at what the rates are now in terms of short-term rates, you could go out 3 months and you could buy 3.5% securities. You could go 2 years is where our max maturity allowance is for school districts. For your particular school district, be about 4.45. Right now, these overnight rates, which are the investment pools, are paying 3 to 3.25%. So as you can see, among all these investments, we're going to help the district kind of navigate between which ones are appropriate based on safety, liquidity, and yield, and we're going to work with your staff to do that. This is just an illustration of kind of what the market has done. Obviously, you're going to see from the investment report, the annual investment report, that 21 rates were substantially lower. In fact, by last year, at the end of last year, they were 0. So as we go through this investment annual report, you're going to see that reflected in some of those interest earnings. And our investment outlook and strategy is to really continue to maintain and be relatively short in our recommendations from 3 to 6 months to 2 years. So we'll work closely to your staff in order to achieve those goals. Any questions on our role or responsibilities for the district? Or any questions on the market?
No.
Thank you. Okay, I'll go ahead and present the annual investment report for 21 and 22. As you can see, per what Mr. Vargas had mentioned, we have about 6 investment pools. These are overnight funds. As I mentioned, as a Fed funds rate is suppressed, you're not going to be paying that much rate. As you can see from the rates of these district yields. If you look at July 21st, I mean, you're getting 0.05, and then all the way to the end, you're getting 149. So that's reflective of the market. So as inflation was becoming a factor, the Fed funds actually increased their rates back in February 22. That's why the interest that you earn in the fourth quarter was about 78% of your total interest earnings for 21-22. So that just shows you for the better part of 3 quarters, you weren't getting paid at all, you know, in terms of interest. So luckily, that's going to dramatically change for 22-23. I mean, you're going to see investment income, you know, 3 to 4 times more than what you currently have. And all these funds, we can attest, as an investment advisor, we have to make sure when we get hired, one thing we look at is we look at all the current investments. So all these funds are all, you know, passed. We can attest that they're all approved by the Public Funds Investment Act, Government Code 2256.016. These different types of funds that you have, as I mentioned, there's 6 different funds. We'll be adding there's 5 different funds. We'll be replacing Wells Fargo and putting a Fidelity TCG asset management account on there. Those will be the funds in which we actually proactively invest into treasuries, agencies, and other investments that we fit with the district. As you can see, there's the 3 funds that the majority of the district uses is TexPool, First Public, which is Lone Star, and then Logic. These different funds, general, workers' comp, entrance and sinking, food service, health insurance, and then construction accounts from 18, 19, and 20 would be included in this annual report. If you look at the interest totals at the end, page, I don't know what page it is, but it's actually at the end where it shows the fiscal year 21 and 22 difference in the comparisons. For fiscal year 21-22, at the bottom, you've earned $824,000 in interest for the year. Just in the fourth quarter alone, you guys earned $649,000. So as the rates were going up, you guys were capturing the fourth quarter. The market was helping you out on the fourth quarter, but then for 22-22, the market is going to continue to go up. Plus, we're going to also implement a proactive investment strategy that's going to also help you as well. As you can see from 2021, that's about a 54% increase from 2021 to 21-22. And as I mentioned, for 22-23, that $824,000 in interest is going to look substantially better and increased. As we go through the year, we could also help the district and for budgeting purposes, help with estimating the amount of interest income, you know, for budgeting purposes. And then for the 22 investment balances, you have the beginning balance of the fiscal year 21 was at $391,197,029. And as you can see, some of these funds are depleting because some of these are construction funds. So you actually, you know, when you get the money, unfortunately, we can't keep it. We got to spend it, right? Pay the bills, build some schools, and make sure these kids have sufficient resources. Second quarter, $359,390,174, and then at the fourth quarter, and that's where we're currently at. In the fourth quarter, $311,955,352. So that concludes the annual report for fiscal year 21-22, and hopefully you got a better understanding of what our role is for 22-23, and we look forward and we thank you for the opportunity. Any questions at this time?
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, at this time, we have an update on the strategic plan development process, and Dr. Nate Carmen.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Mena, as you're all aware, we have engaged in a strategic planning process, and we have brought on the firm Moak Casey. And representing that firm this evening is Dr. Greg Gibson to explain where we are in that process.
Thank you, President Mena, Dr. Carmen, trustees, and senior leaders and guests here tonight. My goal tonight, since we were in this room 3 hours last night, is to be very, very brief and give you and those watching a quick update. But thank you for allowing Moak Casey to partner with you. I want to thank Dr. Carmen and the superintendent's cabinet for their hard work today. After their long night last night, we had a good afternoon of words, numbers, thoughts, notions, big picture thinking. So we'll be bringing more of that back to you later in November. And then I want to thank the staff members, students, trustees, community members that were here last night, and anyone that participated in that and was not proud of Socorro ISD for any number of reasons. Most of which was our student representatives presenting out. It just was unbelievable. So thank you for that opportunity. And then I also want to thank my two colleagues, Dr. Reisterwood and Dr. Duran. And we're busy on the back row working on your scorecard right now. So after today's work, it's a pleasure for me to work with them every single day. So real quickly, I want to congratulate you on reaching the beginning of, the end of the beginning of this process. I said it backwards. So we call this phase 1, and it's listening and learning from the community. And it's not that we're through listening and learning from the community, but as far as it pertains to the development of the scorecard. And as you know, we've done numerous SWOT analyses, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. We distilled that again today and consolidated that. And that was very informative, yet again, for us to look back through all the information and look for themes. But that phase is basically over. And then phase 2, or stage 2, will be where we start taking 1,000 different things that the school district does on any given day and crystallizing those into the most important 12 strategic objectives around 4 areas. So the 4 areas are student, staff, community, and finance. And we'll be looking through all the information numerous times and trying to drill down to what are the 3 most important things we do for each of those 4 topics for a total of 12 strategic objectives. Then stage 3 that will come right after, and I would argue that we started stage 2 this afternoon. That's what that work was. So stage 3 is getting clarity around those strategic objectives and then aligning strategic actions to those objectives. So what if this objective has to do with students being engaged and having good mental health, I'm just picking some words that came out today, and what are the most important strategic actions we can take to support that objective, and then how are we going to measure that along the way, and then how are we going to measure that at the end of the year. And along the way, my best definition for that, this is good PhD language, is less than at the end of the year. So whatever that means, weekly, quarterly, monthly. And so we'll soon, I would say within 45 days, probably 60 max, the board or the trustees will start to see that scorecard built out. And then stage 4 is something we briefly talked about last night, and it's ensuring that, and this is something very important to Dr. Carmen that he mentioned to me the first time we Zoomed, and I knew we had a good match here with this because his wish was that this strategic plan not be something that just winds up on the shelf or winds up on the website, but it's something that really drives the work of the board and the senior leader team every single day. And that, quite frankly, our frontline staff, many of whom you heard about tonight, they can see their work, lining up, and we can see the arrows aligning. So stage 4, which will take a little while, and you'll have to show some grace to the senior leader team because you're going to see really fast, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then it's going to feel really slow, but it's because there's a lot of layers of the onion that will be peeled back. So anyway, in your packet tonight, you have 2 scorecards that I want to share with you. And one of them is the district scorecard. It's just a template. It's a one-pager. We looked at it last night, but it did not look exactly like this last night because what we've done is we've populated your belief statements as a result of last night. We're calling this a near final draft. You saw a draft of them last night. They got cleaned up last night and then cleaned up again today with the senior leader team. And so you'll notice a lot of what wound up on those posters all over. And y'all did a great job cleaning this room up because we wrecked it last night in a good way. It was a really good wrecking of this room, but we just had posters all over the wall and it was a lot of fun. But you'll see again a near final draft. So Dr. Carmen and President Manuel, we would love for the board to really put this next month, look that over. And when we're back in November, if you see anything that we missed or something that might be on value add, we'll be asking that on November the 14th. One small tweak to the current mission statement, and it's a really small tweak, but it carries a lot of weight. In the middle of the current mission statement, instead of using the word our students, if you'll notice it says each student's success. And that, a lot of good conversation about that last night. It's amazing, that an hour-long conversation, one word switch, and it's just like, wow, that made a big difference. Today, there was enough, we felt like enough in the all of the SWOT analyses and everything that we're reading, and Dr. Carmen actually brought it to everyone's attention that we felt it prudent to insert career in with academic, artistic, athletic, career, if you'll notice, because that theme was coming through all of our listening, that there's a really strong sense of pride and direction, strategic direction that we want to get around career. Our recommendation at this point, and again, we're not finished, is to look at or to keep your current vision as is, tomorrow's leaders learning today. It meets the classic definition of a vision statement, and I don't think there's any part of it at all that is misaligned to the work that we've done for the last 2 months here in our listening. Okay, then you see a bunch of blank cells down below it. After today's work, the first 2 columns, that's what we're working on at the back of the room. We weren't ignoring you, sir, but we were just trying to get a jump on next month with you at the back of the room. But you'll see a draft. Dr. Carmen will email that to you tomorrow, and then your senior leader team will continue to work on that. You'll see this thing start getting built out from left to right, and every single time that we present, you'll see more and more and more as part of it, and including on November the 14th when we'll be back. The other thing, if I may, in conclusion, we'll do on November the 14th in your packet, you have, and I want to draw a clear distinction between the 2 scorecards. So one of them is the template for the district scorecard, all of the overarching work that we're doing. The other one, and trustees, if you remember a month ago in here, I said it's not good form, but we're going to take a test right off the bat, and y'all chuckled, and then I think you kind of looked at me like, yeah, it's really not good form for you to give us a test right off the bat. But this was the result of the good governance inventory where you all self-assessed on 18 indicators of good governance. So if I may, and I think I said it then, but I want to make sure to say it again, this is work that the board is working on the board. This is one way to look at it. This is work that the board is helping the work on the district. So this is the board trying to make sure that we're modeling that we're going to be the best board that we can be, and we're going to use a scorecard to model that. And then this is more of the district big picture. So just to put this as clearly as I can, orange on this represents less than a majority response to the affirmative. Yellow is near half and half, and then green is the majority, or all the responses rather, are yes. And you can see, that it's mostly yellow and it's orange. Now that's very common for the first assessment because it's a self-assessment, and you're saying we've got some stuff that we need to work on. And Dr. Carmen and President Manuel, the clearest I can say this is we're going to get all this yellow and all this orange out, and we're going to turn it all green. I mean, and I want to give you, that's not just something I'm saying to make you feel good about this. If you look at indicator 1, and if you look at those 3, 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, when this work is completed, those go green. Does that make sense? Do you see? Because we have worked together to set belief, mission, and vision, etc. I'm paraphrasing and not reading it to you. So it could be argued that when we get this ready to go in 40 days, then all of those indicators in one go green. It's not true for all the rest of the scorecard. We've got some work to do on the rest of the scorecard, but the completion of this with your senior leader team, basically says, okay, we've got a strategic direction, and we've checked those off. Dr. Carmen, that's my summary of kind of where we are. We look forward to being back on the 14th. I believe we're doing that's a workshop setting with the board where we'll dig in a little bit. Actually, with both of these, we'll dig in a little bit.
Thank you, Dr. Gibson.
Yep. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you all. We've thoroughly enjoyed the last 2 days. See you soon.
Okay, at this time, we will go into consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent agenda?
So I have a motion by Mrs. Nájera, a second by Mr. Guerra. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Beautiful. Okay, new business. Item 8, consider approval of the school name modification for Ben Narth Elementary School. Dr. Andrea Cruz.
Good evening, Board President Mena, members of the board, Dr. Carmen, and community. We're requesting and recommending that the Board of Trustees approve a school name modification for Ben Narbeth Elementary School to Colonel Ben Narbeth Elementary School in recognition of his military achievement. Just as a reminder, he served in the Army Nurse Corps and had tours at Walter Reed Army Hospital, Japan, Germany, Vietnam, Fort Knox, Fort Sam Houston, and eventually retired as a colonel in 1979. We would like to honor him by adding that to the name of Ben Narbeth Elementary to change that to Colonel Ben Narbeth Elementary School.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Guerra, a second by Mr. Morales. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item B, consider approval of change order to finish installation of the traffic control as required by the County of El Paso along Bob Hope Drive, Air Coupe Way, Sky Blazer Place. Vicky?
Yes, sir. So we are requesting change order number 2 in the amount of $107,760. So this will complete the installation of all of the street crossings for the students at Ben Narbeth as well as East Lake Middle School.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Nájera, a second by Mr. Morales. All those in favor?
Discussion.
Discussion? Go ahead.
Mr. Crespo. So for clarification, I think it was about 2 months ago, we had the initial presentation, and basically the discussion was that we were having the crosswalks and other traffic control items installed at that time, but we could only do one side, but not yet the other because the infrastructure for that part was not complete. The curbs weren't there, the sidewalk was not there, not even the curb cutouts yet, nor the streets or anything else. They were still trying to in the home builders and everybody who was working on that side, they were still working on that infrastructure. So I assume now this is coming back to us because that work is complete, which allows us to complete the other portion where we can complete the sidewalks in those areas. Is that correct? Is that what this is about?
Yes, sir. But it's not complete yet by the developers. They're still working on the front of the school in Bob Hope. They are scheduling to finish by December. So this is why we wanted to be proactive and start getting all the materials because we don't want later on to have material shortages or it's going to be more expensive. So we wanted to start acquiring all the materials to be ready to finish Bob Hope. The other area that we need to finish is going to be in front of Ben Arbor. That is Sky Blazer Street. We at that time when we presented the first time, we didn't have the plans for the development in that area. So now that we received the plans, we have to redo the design because now they show 2 streets in front of Ben Arbor in the new development, in the new area, that home area. So we are going to do extra striping in that area. See, and the other thing that we didn't have at the beginning was some signage for no parking zone in front of the Ben Arbor and in front of the new East Lake High School parking lot, because the buses are not going to be able to turn without hitting the car in the front. So that still is not approved by the county. Still, we are waiting for them for approval, but we include that signage in this proposal. In case of it's approved, we already have them.
So this will not complete all the traffic control around the school?
This is to complete everything. We included already everything that,
Oh, okay,
the only
so,
thing that we're waiting is for approval of the signage for no parking zone. But
So-
if they don't approve it, still we have the money there. If
okay.
they don't approve it, well, the money's gonna come back to us, but we hope that they approve it because we need it.
Okay. So while the work will not be complete yet because we still have to wait on some
Yes, sir.
things,
Yeah,
this completes funding of that project?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you. That's what I needed to know. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Done.
Anybody else? Thank you. Okay.
Motion, and then we have a second.
So I had a motion by Ms. Nájera and a second by Mr. Morales. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Consider approval of the final contract sum for the support and technology building. Mr. Crespo again, or Ms. Perez.
Yes, sir. What you have in front of you is the final pay application and the request for approval to complete and close out that project. So this is
Motion
for
to-
the Technology Service Center. I'm sorry, sir, excuse me.
You go ahead. Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Go ahead, Mr. Nájera.
To the attorney, when we close out these projects, don't we have to read the numbers?
Yes, it's advisable that you do so.
Let me see here.
Yeah, again, the original contract sum was for $13,036,500. We already have a deducted change order for $117,623.09. The final contract sum is going to be $12,918,876 with 91 cents. And the last pay request is going to be for $97,167 with 12 cents. And what we are requesting is to approve the last change order that is going to be for the $117,000 and the last pay request.
Thank you. So I did have a motion by Mr. Morales and a second by Ms. Nájera. Was that it? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item D, consider approval of change of order for the build out of the alternative one for Ben Narpeth Elementary School. Mr. Crespo again, or Ms.
I'll
Perez.
introduce, Mr. Crespo will definitely fill in on this one. So the administration is recommending approval of a change order in the amount of $3,107,335.80. And this is to complete the 11 classrooms that we have already shelled out. So I do have Mr. Crespo, if y'all have any specific questions regarding that.
Mr. Crespo, this was the pictures that were shown earlier to us.
Yes, sir.
At
the end of the facility
right.
report. Yes, sir.
So the 11, that's for the 11 classrooms to be built on top of Ben Narberth. Okay.
It's 11 classrooms, and then it's an open area that we prepare for a science lab.
Okay. And this includes all of the furniture, it includes everything, right?
No, this is only the construction cost. The
Construction
107, 325, 80 is only the construction cost.
Okay. Any other questions?
Question.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Nugget.
On the board agenda item, in the cost to the district, that lists 107,000, in which Mr. Crespo just stated. However, in the summary of the topic, it lists a $3 million.
Yes, sir. It's a typo. They're supposed to be 3 million.
Okay, so the cost of the district those two numbers should align. Which one is correct?
Yes, the 3 million,
107, 335,000, $3,107,335.80.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then, again, this is to build out the alternate one, which Mr. Carrasco presented to us earlier, and it's because the continued growth in that area has already demonstrated the need for those 11 classrooms so that we can handle that growth, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Questions for me?
Any other questions? Thank you. So there's a yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mr. Miller, Miss Pettis, the money for this, don't believe we have bond savings of $3 million.
Quite frankly, it will end up coming out of fund balance. However, part of our strategic planning is the finance part, and I am looking at a long-range financial savings over the next at least 5 years. So we hope to be able to cover that with that. So fund balance, but there is a plan for it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I also had another question. Knowing the growth of the area, obviously we all know that, how quick it's been growing, especially in the Horizon area. Why did we not plan for this? Why was it something that now it's thrown to us? I know the shells are made, obviously, but I would have thought that years back when they anticipated the budget for this, that would have been included as a complete school. And right now we're coming back, we're having to spend $3 million and to try to make up for something we should have anticipated, I would think. Could you kind of explain that to me a little bit, maybe?
Yes, sir. What was proposed in the bond 17 was to do a school the size of Butler Puentes. This school is almost like a 50,000 square feet bigger than that one. And when we were doing what was proposed, that in the bond and was approved, we have a budget of $50 million to do the school. Then when we started doing the programming, the needs of the districts were different. So we prepare for the needs of the district. See, the school that Ben Narberth, for example, in comparison with Butler, that is the elementary school, is going to be a difference of 11 classrooms more. See, that is the one that, plus we built another special ed room, a fundamental living skills room, an extra one that we didn't have in Butler. In the middle school, we have about 4 more classrooms than Puentes, and we add another FLS, another fundamental living school skills classroom. The gym is a little bigger because safety issues. We have 2 more CTE classrooms. The cafeteria is bigger because they wanted a competition court because sometimes they have tournaments, and the cafeteria that we had before, the court was not competition, so they needed to have only games in the gym. So now they can have games in both, in the cafeteria and the gyms. So this is why it changed. We put together the programming with the needs, but we knew that we didn't have the money, so this is why we put an alternate. In case we have money, we can build it later on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amen.
Motion.
Or-
Go ahead.
Mr. Mena? Mr. Mena, I have another question. And Mr. Gespo, and you mentioned the elementary, we're looking at the growth in the elementary, but we're now gonna have a growth in the middle school as well?
Yes, sir. The middle school was because you know that answer is really up to capacity. This is why we needed to have some relief. Plus, now with all the growth, like I said, it's going to be, like I said, it's bigger than Puentes. It's bigger than the other middle schools that we have.
You don't think at one point we're gonna need to do a change order in the elevator?
We are not going to be able to build anymore, but we have a space for 4 double portables in the elementary school and 4 in the middle school. We have a space for
no
that.
portables, no portables. We don't want portables.
Yes, sir. But we don't have a space to build more.
Mr. Nahara, did you have something?
Well, I just wanted, just again, for clarification. So it sounds like when we proposed the 2017 bond, we're expecting a certain amount of growth. And, as the years progress, right, and we get to building the school, well, now the needs have changed. The
Yes,
growth
sir.
has come even faster. And at that point, the need was anticipated, so we planned for it, we allowed for it. And of course, the only thing we can't do is change the amount that the bond was approved for.
Yes, sir.
And so now it sounds like we're moving forward with it because the need is there. And Ms. Perez shared with us that we have a strategic plan to try and fund so that we can meet that need, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. No more questions.
Okay, guys. If there are no more questions, I need a motion.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Morales, a second by Mr. Nakena. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Item number E, discussion and possible action for nomination to fill the vacancy in Region 19 on the Texas Association of School Board, TASB, Board of Directors. Presenter, Mr. Eduardo Mena. That's me.
That would be you.
Mr. Mena?
Okay. A TASB director represents his or her own region on the board, guiding the organization in fulfilling its mission to provide advocacy, visionary leadership, and high-quality service to you and our board members. So at this, I know that, just for the record, the Tornillo president had reached out. She was interested. Is there any other nominations?
And I nominate, we're all familiar with TASB. We know that of all of us, Cindy Nájera is very actively involved, and I'd like to nominate Cindy Nájera.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Nájera and a second by Mr. Guerra. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mena,
Yes.
if I can explain a little bit, yes. Our current Region 19 representative on the TASB board is Armando Rodriguez from Canutillo, and he has been elected as president-elect. And so as president-elect, that leaves his position vacant. And so any board within our region who wants to nominate someone may do so, and then we will go to interviews with TASB in December. And the process will continue from there. But thank you very much.
All righty. Okay, now we will move on to executive session. The meeting is to be closed for consultation with legal counsel to receive letters regarding intrusion detection audit reports findings from Helen Ball Elementary, Socorro Middle School, discussions on employment, evaluations, reassignments, duties, disciplines, dismissal of complaint against an employee under the Texas Code Sections 551071, 551074, and 551076. The time is 7:30.